Okay, hello Blooms. So I'm finally watching the Paruparo official video. It dropped a couple of days ago. It dropped whenever I was out of town or like I was heading out of town. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed y'all's holidays. Y'all had a good start to y'all's new year. I hope if you have any um resolutions for the year that they come to fruition. But yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and watch the MV for Paruparo. Also interesting how this is in widescreen. So it'll be like, oh, they're actually gonna be like in a cocoon. Oh, okay. I love the representation. They're like everyone, we all go through like the motions of growing and like, overcoming our insecurities to become like as beautiful as we can be. I like how they kind of went this route. Like I guess these are people who are like influential, like in the like maybe in like any industry or what. Like I have like some influence, so they're like, oh, like we want to tell like their like journey, like their story through this song, so that people can like relate to it. And then obviously like the butterflies are supposed to represent BINI, kind of like embracing like everyone. Kind of, you see how like everyone was like dressed in white before, like in the cocoon like phase, and then they go through like a metamorphosis, and now they're all like colorful, bright. Now they're all like butterflies, you know what I mean? Is it kind of like saying like you're unlocking like your inner self to like the most, like your utmost potential? I like that. It's showing like the transition of like maybe that's why they did it in like a wide version instead of like a full version, kind of showing it like a film in a way, like kind of also acknowledging these people's like accomplishments, because you kind of saw like when they're like finally have like transformed or like kind of accepted who they are, and like kind of letting that like come out and like envelop like them, and like showing the world who they really are. You kind of saw like in the background of like the, instead of them being in the dark and with that one cocoon in the light, kind of like trying to guide them, like trying to figure out like where they should go, it the whole world becomes bright and they become like colorful like butterflies. And then we saw like in the white background, you kind of saw like like a montage of sorts of each of the like for the, I think the woman in pink was like maybe one of like Miss Philippines or something like that, because it looked like she was in a pageant, and you could see it playing in the background, like kind of like her accomplishments in that, and kind of like over like getting over like that, like doing that as a milestone, or getting like, you know, the step by step, like the struggles kind of in a way. And then obviously that I believe those are drag queens, if I'm not mistaken, and you can kind of seeing like them together in the background as well, kind of like, oh, like how they got together, or how they, like, you know, they started off, you know. And then the other three people in there, I don't know if that's like a group or something, I'm not entirely sure, but like it's kind of like I said, it's nice that they went this route instead of, you know, having another MV where it's about themselves. They were like, let's get like, you know, um either like influential like people who like have like a like have like a voice, but like it's kind of have like a little bit of variety, and like have people of like all shapes and sizes, like doesn't matter, like, you know what I mean, like to kind of represent like the masses. And like if you know, kind of seeing something different for, like, or someone like being able to like relate to, like, and you know what I mean, like kind of see the like how they are in their eyes, you know, and kind of like, oh, like realizing like, oh, I can, you know, achieve great things, and you know, like there are people like who look like me that I can like, oh, like have done great things, that means like I can do the same thing, you know. I don't have to be like, you know, I don't have to let my insecurities like get the best of me, like I can achieve whatever I want to. And kind of like I also like kind of like I said, kind of challenging like the like um you know, beauty and that way, kind of like, you know what I mean, like kind of that beauty is in like the eye of the beholder, you know. And like it's not necessarily like having like, you know, the stereotypes and everything like that, and kind of like embracing yourself as you are, and not letting other people tell you, you know, otherwise. It kind of was giving off that whole thing, especially like I mentioned before, how the song is kind of giving very much a butterfly. The whole point of the song is like kind of like a butterfly and like transformation, and kind of like metamorphosis of kind of like where, like I said at the beginning, like they're in the dark, kind of like looking for the light, kind of getting guided to it, so that they can be able to like transform and change into like their utmost selves and who they are like as a person, and being able to accept that as well. I was kind of getting. But like I said, yeah, I really liked how they went that route instead of, you know, having another video with them in it, because even though we like to see the girls, right, it's a different approach, and kind of like gives a deeper meaning and a bigger message, I feel like, with other people that like with people that they casted to be as the stars of the MV, and not just, you know, them, right? And then also kind of like I said, the butterflies kind of floating around that is kind of like saying like, oh, BINI, like those are the supposed to be like representative of BINI, right? Kind of them saying like we're embracing like everyone as they are, and that's like what we're trying to do with this message of this song, right, and this MV. But yeah, anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I shall see you in the next one.